and welcome here to the 9th round qualifying session here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 150 miles of racing tomorrow as we're going to do 100 laps around this 1.5 mile track. But first of all, we've got to do 10 minutes worth of qualifying. And as the rounds getting in, the more spots, well, the less spots there are for a shot in the All-Star race. As far as I can see, I can count at least 13 drivers have worked out. Well, they've actually got a win or a pole position in it. So I'll actually write. I've actually written down there the names of the drivers that are already in the All-Star race. So we've got Seth Cole. This is in alphabetical order, by the way, in terms of surname. So you've got Seth Cole, Sky Commons, Nick Gunther, Austin LaPlante, Wes Bacall, Levi McIntyre, my apologies, Dylan Pulte, Diego Ospina, Charles Sanford, Brandon Tedesco, Jesse Turner, Liam Ervig, and Danny Wells. Those are the drivers that are already in the All-Star race. Now we'll have a look then at the 49 of Austin LaPlante because he was the first car out. There he is there. Out goes Cody Lammers in the FedEx car. Yeah, he famously lost that race to Jimmy Johnson on the start-finish straight, did Bobby. There you can see, that is the car. As we're still looking at Carson Gunn. We're trying to get to Austin LaPlante now, but we can't seem to do it right now. But more drivers then making their way out onto the field. Again, qualifying rules still exist. Any cars that disappear or get involved in a crash, they will start at the back of the grid. Wintergreen third in the rookie standings, I believe he is, coming into this race. Car looks a little bit better from what it was last week. Yeah, that car was pretty torn up. That went pretty much into car heaven, that did. But they've brung back with a brand new car here. Hopefully he will do well with the 07 car. There is Danny Wells driving back again in the Mountain Dew Dodge. And just right ahead of him is Brandon Tedesco in the Menards number 7. I think that's the first time we've seen that car out this season. As there's Jamie Smith and Michael Norman. He heads out onto the track. A couple more cars in stuck in the pit. Sky Commons, he's back in the blind car. There's Liam Ervig. Pole sitter last week. Drove a fabulous race last week and all with Chicagoland. Was pretty much up at the front all race long. There goes Kyle Matthews. And there's the rookie points leader, Jack Mitchell. He's just gone by, you know. So the track's starting to fill up now with all 42 drivers then out on the track. There's a look at Seth Cole, one of the names that's locked into the All-Star race. And he's got a spot in the All-Star race because he took the pole position at Auto Club nearly 2 months ago, actually. Daniel Voiles there in the 38. He's actually trying to get some draft now from the 9 after the 9 wrecked him a week ago. Jamie Smith just coming out onto the track. There is Diego Ospina, followed by Carson Green. And there's Matt McLean, last in the championship. Not good then for the 31 team. Just ahead of him is Chris Summers in the 48. And then you've got this battle of cars here, which involves the championship leader and the winner from last week, Jesse Turner. Another name that we've already mentioned that is in the All-Star race, as well as Wes Bacall, as he won Nazareth, I believe it was. Yeah, Wes Bacall then holds an 84-point lead now over Dylan Pulte, who jumped to second place after last week. There is Levi McIntyre, who is also locked into the All-Star race. Levi comes into this race at 30th in the championship. And Ali Rain recorded her best finish last week, 11th place. And she moved up a couple of spots. She's moved up to 4 places, up to 38th. So hopefully the climb will still continue come at Charlotte. Noah Cars there in the 44. Not talked a lot about him a lot this season is Noah Cars, and he sits just outside the top 10 in 13th place. And there's Matt McIntyre, beaten and banged up from last week. Further ahead there, oh, there's the rookie points leader, Jack Mitchell there, and so too is Nick Gunther. And there is the guy that we want to talk about too there. Joshua Collard in the 43. He sits 22nd in points after his second place finish 1 week ago. And he started off the season really struggling as well, but the last 2 races, he's pretty much got it dialed in. Realistically, the last 3 races, Road America, he got 11th, Texas, he got a 9th, and then a 2nd last week. Now, if I do remember correctly, he started on the pole on this race last season. Kind of ironic if he ends up taking the pole here tonight. Not really got any much help though. There's Sky Commons, and there's James Qualls in the 24. James is falling down the points. 26th place now he is for the 24 driver. And Danny Wells is stuck. What's he done there? What's happened to Danny Wells? He got stuck on the pit lane. Now, will his car disappear? We'll keep an eye out here on this for Danny. Will the car disappear? Daniel Voiles is in the pits too. Don't tell me they've made contact again, have they? No, he looks like he's driving out. Yeah, looks like he is driving out. Alright, so we're going to keep an eye out on there. There's Charlie Buxton in a battle full of cars. With Jessica Shelton and Alex Rowe. Alex Rowe drove a blinding race as well a week ago, but ended up being in 12th place. He was disappointed there because it's pretty much like Ervig up at the front all race long, and then he just faded towards the end. Nathan Hudson in the 6th car. Nathan was involved in that big one there that brought out the last caution when the green flag was coming out there with 1 lap to go. Let's have a look how long there is left on the clock. Just about 3 minutes to go until the end of qualifying. So who's going to be the 14th driver? Will it be a repeat, or will there be a new driver that's going to hit the pole and put their name into the All-Star race? There is Zachary Fitzwater in car number 29. Not been a good season so far for the Richard Childress teammates. The highest placed of them all is actually Brent Wintergreen, the rookie. Fortunately, though, he's down in 31st place in the points. Fitzwater's 1 spot behind, and as I said, McLean, he is down in last position. And speaking of, there is Matt McLean right there, with Sam Oskin and Daniel Voiles and RJ Bishop. And RJ's really climbed up the standings too. He's 4th in the championship. Chris Summers in 12th place. And out goes the winner from a week ago, Jesse Turner. He's heading his way out onto the track yet again. There is a look at Nick Gunther, who was involved in that massive wreck as well. Fell down 4 places in the championship because of it. And Cody Lamas, he was also involved in it too. He fell down to 3rd place in the championship. Just trying to see any other drivers there. There's Kyle Matthews, who had a great race too. Got loads of cars right about here, which does involve Dylan Young, Wes McCall, Stanford and Pulte. The top 2 then in the championship. There together. Matt McIntyre still in the pits. There was a look at Dylan. And there is Christian Martin. Didn't see a lot of him last week. And he fell down 4 places in the championship. He's down now in 9th in the standings. There's McCurry in the 8th. There's Carson Gum. Struggling season so far then for Carson. 39th place in the championship for Carson Gum. As we are down to a minute to go until the end of the qualifying session as Matt McIntyre heads out, as well as Fitzwater. Trent Dunham in the 1, pushing a couple of rookies together. And there's another rookie, followed by another rookie right there. Carson Green, and he sits in 34th place. Carson finished 4th place in the rookie race last week. The winner was Ervig, followed by Alex Rowe and Jack Mitchell, who finished in 3rd in the rookie category. So we're coming up then towards the end of qualifying. There's Diego Spino driving the Smirnoffs 97. In fact, he looks like he's going to tour his way into the pits by the looks of it. No, just Michael Norman just having a run off of the corner. I think qualifying now has actually ended. 1 second to go, 0 second. These guys will just do a lap in, but Tedisco and Seth Cole, unfortunately, will miss out. So their qualifying is over. However, Jamie Smith was the last one to cross the line. Bit of hard braking into the third corner there. We'll have a look then at Diego Ospina, but quite interested to see what happened with Danny Wells as his car stopped going into pit lane. I wanted to see what happened with that there, but like I said, qualifying is almost, well, qualifying has ended. We'll have a look then at the clock. It says 22 seconds to go. I think everyone else has actually done their laps because, like I said, Jamie Smith was the last guy to cross the line, because Tedisco and Seth Cole just missed out by at least a second. So we're going to pause it right here, and I will have a look at the pit lane to see any cars disappeared. And if I do, I will show you them. And I was looking here at Danny Wells, and just look what happens here as he comes into the pits. Puts really on the brakes here, and you can see Danny Wells comes into the pits, and you'll see. You will see it anytime. There you go. The car disappears. So there you go. Confirmation then. Danny Wells. We did see the car just stop there. I didn't even know that was the pit lane there, but I don't know why Danny Wells' pit crew's all the way down there. But there you go. Danny Wells' car disappeared. So no matter what, he is going to start this race from the back of the grid. So we're back again, and apart from Danny Wells, then his car disappeared, and that was the only time. So like I said, Danny's going to start back of the grid for the 100 lap race at Charlotte Motor Speedway tomorrow. So then, who is the lucky driver that's going to start on the pole position for tomorrow's race? It will be Matt McLean, the guy that's last in the points, will start on the front row. And alongside him, it's a back-to-back consecutive front row for Alex Rowe. The car's dialed in for qualifying. That's now 3 second-place qualifying efforts for Alex Rowe. Jessica Shelton and Charlie Buxton will be on row 2. Daniel Voiles, another qualifying, great qualifying as well for the 38 team, and he will start 5th. He was 4th last week at Chicagoland. He starts 5th here for tomorrow, and alongside him will be RJ Bishop, who's sitting 4th in the championship. His teammate Seth Cole will start right behind him, and alongside Seth will be Matt McIntyre, Nathan Hudson, and Jack Mitchell. So all of the Chip Ganassi boys there starting on 6th, 8th, and 10th. Trent Dunham will start 11th, and then Cody Lammers 3rd in the championship. Chris Summers, like I said, 12th in the championship, and he was going to be alongside Danny Wells, who had the 14th fastest time, but now with his car disappeared, he's going to start 42nd and last. So that means Jamie Smith will move up to the 14th position. So all the drivers behind Danny Wells, they're going to start 1 position up. So Chris Summers is going to be alongside Jamie Smith. Then on next row, for row 8, will be Brandon Ross and Levi McIntyre. A couple of Ford drivers there. Nick Gunther and Colin Jones will be on row 9. And then completing row 10 will be Charles Sanford and Zachary Fitzwater. Noah Cars and Dylan Young will be row 11. The championship leader, again, starting mid-pack. 23rd place for him and James Qualls. Kyle Matthews and Austin LaPlante, a couple of Dodge drivers then, will be on row 13. 13, sorry. Row 14 will be Michael Norman, and next to him will be Joshua Collard. So that's a 14th row. On the 15th row, we'll have Liam Ervig and Ali Rain, Andy McCrory and Sky Commons. Then the 2 Carsons, different spelling, will be on row 17. Brand Tedisco and Diego Ospina, they're starting deep in the field, as well as Brent Wintergreen and the man that's 2nd in the points, Dylan Poteet. On the penultimate row will be Christian Martin and Jesse Turner. And on the final row, it will be Sama Oskin and Danny Wells. That is it. That is the end of qualifying. Thank you so much for watching. Congratulations then to Matt McLean. He's the next driver that gets into the All-Star race. So what's going to happen then tomorrow for 100 laps? Will there be as more wrecks as what there was in Chicagoland last week? Or will it be a clean, straight race? Just so I'm going to have to find out until tomorrow. But until then, give this qualifying session a thumbs up. The link in the description for the CCS Discord group page is also there too if you want to get yourself involved in it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So until then, we'll see you tomorrow for the race itself and for round 9 of the Craftsman Cup Series. Bye bye.